Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We're going to be reading Romans chapter 11 today. As you can see, I don't really care about editing my videos, I just like to be as real as possible. So we're going to be reading from Romans chapter 11, and the title is The Remnant of Israel. So let's put my glasses on in my crooked manner as I do. I say then, has God rejected his people? God forbid. I am also an Israelite, a descendant of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. God has not rejected his people whom he foreknew. Do you not know what the scripture says of Elijah? How he pleads with God against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed your prophets and destroyed your altars. I alone am left and seek my life, and they seek my life. But what is the divine reply to him? I have kept for myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to Baal. So then at this present time there is a remnant according to the election of grace. And if by grace, then it is no longer by works. Otherwise grace would no longer be grace. But if it is by works, then it is no longer by grace. Otherwise work would no longer be work. Again, Paul just tickles me with the way he explains things. Getting right with God and being in this context, getting elected by God as the remnant of the 7,000 people, they were elected by grace. It wasn't by works. It wasn't by the good that they done or the commandments they kept. They were reserved as a remnant by grace. Grace, one of the words for grace means, one of the meanings of grace is undeserved favour. In other words, you don't deserve it, but you've just got the position. Okay, without working for it. Because let's move to verse 7. What then? Israel has not obtained what it was seeking, but the elect obtained it, and the rest were hardened, as it is written. God has given them a spirit of slumber, eyes that would not see, and ears that would not hear to this very day. And David says, let their table become a snare and a trap, a stumbling block and a retribution to them. Let their eyes be darkened so that they may not see, and always bow down their backs. The salvation of the Gentiles, verse 11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But through their transgression, salvation has come to the Gentiles to make them jealous. Now if their transgression means riches for the world, and their failure means riches for the Gentiles, how much more will their fullness mean? For I am speaking to you Gentiles. Inasmuch as I am an apostle to the Gentiles, I magnify my ministry, if somehow I may make my kinsmen jealous and may save some of them. For if their rejection means the reconciliation of the world, what will their acceptance mean? But life from the dead? If the first portion of the dough is holy, the batch is also holy, and if the root is holy, so are the branches. But if some of the branches were broken off, and you being a wild olive shoot were grafted in among them, and became a partaker with them, or a share of them of the root and the richness of the olive tree, do not boast against the branches. If you boast, remember you do not sustain the root, but the root sustains you. You will say then, the branches were broken off so that I might be grafted in. This is correct. They were broken off because of unbelief, but you stand by faith. Do not be arrogant, but fear. For if God did not spare the natural branches, neither will he spare you. Therefore, consider the goodness and severity of God. Severity towards those who fell, but goodness towards you, if you continue in his goodness. Otherwise, you also will be cut off. And these also, if they do not remain in unbelief, will be grafted in, for God is able to graft them in again. For if you were cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into a cultivated olive tree, how much more will these, who are the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? Now let's just stop there for a minute. In a nutshell, Paul is using the illustration of a tree. Okay. Now, those who know about pruning plants and stuff, I'm not an expert on it. Okay. What I do know is that you can get some plants you can prune the branch off, and you can actually graft or connects another branch from another plant onto it. So it becomes a hybrid plant. Now, the root and the tree, okay, is the Jews. Okay, now some of them branches were cut off, okay, through unbelief, and then the Gentiles, the non-Jews, were grafted in or on to that branch. Okay, so that the Gentiles, the non-Jews, are now sharing the same root as the Jews. Okay, Israel, through their unbelief, obviously not every single one Jew, but in general, because of their unbelief, God cut some of the branches off. Okay, now because the Gentiles believed, God saw that and took their faith and then grafted them into the tree. Now it says, do not despise the tree, the root. So we don't, this is replacement theology out there that says the church has replaced the Jews. Okay, and that's not true. All right, the church has not replaced the Jews. The Jews are still the people of God. Okay, but as we saw also, not everyone who is of Israel is a Jew, but those who have circumcised of the heart. True Jews are those who have accepted the Messiah, accepted Christ. Okay, those who have not yet accepted Christ, they are just, that's just their nationality. In the eyes of God, they have not yet become as the Messianic Christians call them, fulfilled Jews. Messianic Christians, when a Jew becomes a Christian, some of them call themselves Messianic Christians, and they even drop the name Christian in some cases. But what they have said to me, because I've been to some of the meetings and been involved in groups before, or group, they said that they become what's known as a fulfilled Jew. They become complete, where they were living for the Old Testament initially, now they come to Christ, and now they fulfill all righteousness through their faith in Christ. So, the unbelief of Israel is what caused God's hand to be extended to the Gentile nations. For I do not want you to be ignorant of this mystery, brothers, verse 25, lest you be wise in your own estimation, for a partial hardening has come upon Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in. So all Israel will be saved. As it is written, the deliverer will come out of Zion, and he will remove ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant with them, when I shall take away their sins. As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sake, but as regarding the election, they are beloved for the sake of the patriarchs. For the gifts and calling of God are irrevocable. For just as you once were disobedient to God, but now have received mercy through their disobedience, so these also have now been disobedient, that they also may receive mercy by the mercy shown to you. For God has imprisoned them all in disobedience, so that he might be merciful to all. Oh, the depths of the riches and the wisdom and knowledge of God, how unsearchable are his judgments, and unfathomable are his ways. For who has known the mind of the Lord, and who has become his counsellor? Or who has first given to him, and it shall be repaid to him? For from him and through him and to him are all things. To him be glory forever. Amen. So we see that the blindness on Israel, the hardness of heart, is for a limited time. It's until the time of the fullness of the Gentiles, which is when God has done his plan concerning the Gentiles. The Gentiles have come, all those who will get saved will come to him, and then the time will come when God will restore Israel. Okay, well, I hope that that was pretty explained pretty good, and I will see you on the next video, which is chapter 12, Romans chapter 12. So God bless you, have a great day, and subscribe or leave a comment. All your encouragement will really encourage me and bless me as I continue to make these videos. See you later. Bye.